come on guys, you already know what it is. It is I, your host Simon Omoshore, and this is Vice Versa Live. And on today's show, I am going to talk about the 3 biggest impressions that you can make right now to your interview process. Come on, you already know. Let's go. Okay. Now guys, if you haven't done so already, you already know what to do. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. I don't know what the button is, but make sure you press it, because the more likes and subscribes I get, the easier it is for me to understand what you like, what you don't like, and it's giving me the motivation to continue to do the videos. With that being said, let's move on. So, what are the 3 biggest impressions that you can make in your interview process right now? Now, I think firstly, we need to kind of reevaluate and change how we see interviews. Because the reality is, an interview is more like a date than anything. You know, when you go on a date, generally the idea of going on a date is for you to acquire information to see whether the person that you're seeing has, similarities to you, and ultimately, you're going to figure out whether is this person even a good fit for you. And I think that is the exact same thing with an interview, but it's obviously in a formal setting. However, it's still the same thing, and I think that shift, it could serve you much better. Now, that really leads me on to my first point, because this first point is so key that people miss it all the time. So, number 1 is presentation. I don't know how many times I've seen people go to interviews and I'm just like, you are not getting the job. Straight away. You could be the most skilled, most thing, you are not getting the job. I remember when I was working at this business intelligence company doing sales, and one of the things that the sales manager always used to say to me was that people don't buy products or services, they buy from people. So what that means is they're going to buy from you. You as the person, they're going to buy into you. So presentation is one of the biggest impressions that you can make on someone else, because ultimately, if you're dressed good, it's going to make someone else feel something about you. It's going to draw someone closer to you. And that is what you want when you're doing an interview, or even when you're on a date. Like some of you girls that I've seen, and no offense, but you can't be dressed more to a date and not to an interview. It doesn't make sense. If you're gonna put the same effort in to go on a date, please, ladies, apply the same techniques that you do to a date to an interview. You must be applying makeup. You must be going glammed up. None of this natural. Nope, go glammed up. You're going to meet the queen. That is how you gotta go. Same thing for the guys. Can't be going there with your beard all over the place, no shape up, your clothes are all over the place. Shape up, have a trim, shape up your beard, make yourself look the best that you can be, because the best is going to attract the best. It's simple maths. 1 + 1 = 2. Come on guys, very simple. Presentation has to be on point, has to be, because that is going to attract people to you. It's going to attract their eyes to you. It's going to attract the attention of the room, the office, wherever the interview is. It's all eyes are going to be on you anyway. So why not give them something to look at? Give them some eye candy that's going to be like, yeah, I'm happy that this person is here. This person fits into this culture and this office dynamic. That's what you want. That is what you want. And the best way to do that, the best way to make that best impression is number 1, presentation. And that leads nicely and kindly onto number 2. What do you think number 2 is? Let's see. Eye contact. Eye contact and smiling. Now, I understand that this could be quite a daunting thing, especially if there's a panel. If there's a panel of 3 or 4 people in front of you, and you're obviously you're trying to answer the questions and so forth. It can be quite a daunting thing to do. So, what do you do? Like, okay, for example, right now, some people would say that I am looking at the camera, right? But the reality is I'm not actually looking at the camera. What I'm actually doing is I'm looking just above the camera. So it actually appears as though I am looking directly at you, but I'm not. And that's the same thing you want to do when you're speaking to a hiring manager and, you know, a panel or whoever it is that's interviewing you. That is what you want to do, because when you do that, it builds connection. It builds connection, it builds trust, it builds confidence in them trusting you. You know, and the smile is something that is warm. It's so welcoming. You know, you want them to see that, okay, this is a real person who we could see who could fit here, with someone who we believe we could trust, and this is someone who we want to listen to and take seriously. And a lot of the time you can be like, oh well, you know, Simon, why do I need to smile? Why do I need to do this? And the idea behind these things is you want to build trust. It literally, this is just human things. We have so much stuff that's going on around us right now with the advancement of technology, the advancement of AI, but nothing can beat natural human connection. We have all these things to aid us, but remember, human first. You are human connecting with another human, and there is nothing better than seeing someone else with nice eye contact and a nice smile. It never fails. It never fails, because generally, if you go down the supermarket or you're on the train, you smile at someone genuinely, depending on where you live, you're gonna get a smile in return, because it's warm and welcoming. And that's what you want to do. And that is the second impression that I believe that you could implement right now that will change, that can potentially change the outcome of your interviews that you're attending to right at this point. And that leads on to number 3. Number 3 for me is an amalgamation of the 2 before, and it's a lot to do with your tone. Now, we've covered the presentation, which is everything from how you look, your body stature, and then number 2 is obviously your eye contact, you're smiling, you're engaging, and so forth. And that also shows, sorry, let me just go back to number 2. And number 2, if you're smiling and you're looking at someone, it also shows that you're listening and you're engaging. So that is number 2. The eye contact and the thing also shows them that you're listening and engaging with what they're saying to you. So, okay, moving on to number 3. So, number 3 is confidence. Now, how do you show confidence in an interview? Yes, you need to be prepared with your interview answers, how you're going to deploy them, how you're going to really engage with the employer and the hiring manager. Yes, all of those things are very much important. But actually, how do you actively show confidence, even when you have those things in your artillery? The way to actually do it is to slow it down. It's your tone. Your tone and how you project is a number 1 indicator of your confidence. Now, if you're speaking really fast, genuinely, especially in me who's, you know, a background in sales, it tells me that you're either not really confident in what you're doing, and or it's you're really uncomfortable. And if you're feeling those things, how would you make the other person who's hearing that feel? It creates a disjointing effect. What you want to do is slow it down. Because when you slow it down, you slow down your projection, you bring down the volume, and you speak in a way that's slower. What it does is that it makes another person think, or more so believe, that you have something interesting to say. Now, I think that's really profound, really, really profound, that in you actually speaking slower, like, people want to listen more. But it's so easy to get carried away, very, very easy, friends, to get up, to get caught up in speaking really fast and thinking they're going to be able to hear what you're saying. But it literally does the opposite. It literally does the opposite. What you want to do, slow it down. Really take your time and really, really learn to accentuate certain words that you want to get across to the hiring manager, and that literally will build confidence. Because with all of these three things that I've said, the presentation, the eye contact and the smiling, and the confidence, all of these things build something called trust. Trust is the most important thing that you need in an interview. Because if you can't build trust, you're not going to get the job. You see, most people have this impression that the interview is predicated on the things that you've said in response to their answer, to their questions. But it's not. The reality is they're there to see whether you are someone who is trustworthy enough to come and fit in to their culture and in their mission. That is what they want, because most of the people that will be coming for the interview can do the job. So if in doubt you don't get a job, never believe it's because they don't believe in your ability to do it. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be invited into the interview in the first place. Friends, understand that you need to go and build trust. And these three things that I've said builds that trust with them and puts you in a position that allows the employer to be like, this is someone I can see coming to work with me, working with my team, and working to build this company to where we want it to be, to achieving the goals that we see. So take these three things. These three things you can run with, and you can do it today. But all it's going to take is belief in yourself, trust in yourself, and the action to deploy it. And friends, I promise you, you're going to see amazing results. If you like that video, if you like this video, if you like all of my content, please do subscribe. Vice Versa Talent. Please like, share, and subscribe. Come on, guys. You already know. Let's go.